So the starting car does matter. This one gets $56 every 5 seconds and it also qualifies for the 10% bonus. Here are the codes. I already claimed them, so I already have a million. And here's the event we'll be farming to get as much advantage as we can in the early game. First thing we're going to do is buy the Mercedes RLR, which is what it's called in the in-game. Using it as our starter car, it's just fast enough to complete the first mission, which takes place in endurance. You have to get a lap time of 1 minute and 30 seconds or less. Any car can do the rest, it's just time consuming. As you can see, it also makes us $59, which we get in about 5-second intervals. Our goal, besides getting 3 of the event Lamborghini, is to buy all 9 platforms, upgrade them to Class 3, buy 8 of the cheapest Class 3 cars as a foundation for our income. With just these 3 cars, which gets us 165 every 5 seconds, which is equivalent to 1,980 every minute. And you'll see for yourself that this grind isn't exactly short, so that's exactly what we need to get as much money as we can. Now to explain what our main goal is. These event Lamborghinis can do 2 things depending on how you want to use them. The way I want to use them, I want to trade them for enough tokens to trade for the highest free-to-play car you can buy in the shop, like the Hennessy something all the way at the bottom, or the Koenigsegg, or one of the top 3. That you get basically enough tokens to trade for one of those, and it just saves you a lot of money. Or you can use them as a secondary income source, using them to just keep them in, display, and that way you can get a lot more money just having them there, and you will have to worry less about buying more class 3 cars to take up those spots. So one of these Lamborghinis can be traded for about 500 tokens. That you could go a bit higher, you could go a bit lower, but don't go too much lower. The way you want to trade them, 500 is about the sweet spot because there's an 8% tax. So even though the car is worth 488, if you make it worth 500, you're getting a bit less than what it's actually worth because 8% is actually subtracted from that total. And as long as you get about 1200 in total, that's fine because the cosmetic you get, like the Aurora Trail, can also be sold for like 15 tokens each if you want them gone fast. So in total, that's like 100 plus 1200, which is 1300. So you'll be perfectly fine. Now, what I suggest trading for are Paganis, Volkswagens, or Zondas for income, because there's a secondary place where you can, get 10% more money from them, which I forgot to show at the start, but it's fine. Or you can trade for a car that, you think looks cool, maybe a car you like in real life that has a max horsepower, a max miles per hour of like 280. As long as it has decent acceleration, you can do fine on any map. You could beat better cars with a higher top speed. And you want it to be about that much because for normal money farming, you at least want almost 300 miles per hour. That's like a sweet spot. Okay, at this point, if you have one Lamborghini and you have 7 other class 3 cars, as you can see on the screen, I'm making 550 every 5 seconds in this clip. So if you are using the outside buildings and you're using all the 4 slots for the class 3 cars, getting the 10% bonus, you'll have a higher number than I have because I wasn't using them. So in this clip, every minute I'm making 6,050, and which is about 350,000 an hour. I also suggest that you upgrade the engines and turbos on the Lamborghinis just because some people may check out for that. I also think it's kind of messed up if you're trading a car and you don't buy those parts. Okay, so just in case you're missing what I'm doing on the screen to complete the missions, I'll just say what I'm doing one by one. So for the 50 miles, I'm doing highway. You might need to drive a little bit farther to do it, but generally 2 races should be enough. If you click the racing flag icon, you'll be able to scroll through all the different maps. The first one you need to do is Endurance. That's the one you need to get a specific time on, which is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I always do 2 laps, just in case I mess up the first one. So for the third mission, again, you're gonna want to scroll through the maps. You gotta do the season 21 race. I suggest doing 3 different races of 5 laps, and it's also the most time consuming one. It's just a long map. And for the fourth challenge, you go to the highway, and as long as you hit every speed trap, you should be able to get it in one race, but they are a bit difficult to hit sometimes. I don't know, sometimes when I hit a speed trap, it doesn't count. And for the last one, you just head over to circuit, you do oval, and you do 10 laps. You only have to do that twice, and you completed all the missions for the Lamborghinis that I'm talking about. I'm just gonna be leaving some notes here at the end. Also, as a spoiler, I end up making 858, which is 9,438, and about 566,000 an hour. I'm also going to be giving away the account that you see grinding on the screen. All you have to do is tell me either your best time at town with 4 laps, or what car you would trade for, or anything. At the end of the vid, yeah, you're just going to see me doing some races. It's not really informative or anything. I just end up getting a total time of 2:31 with the Volkswagen that you see on the screen right now, a 35-second lap with it too, and for the last car, the SSK, I end up getting a 38-second lap and a 2:41 total time. And just as I said earlier on, the SSK has a higher top speed than the Volkswagen, but it just looks like the acceleration and handling of the Volkswagen is just better.